live builds. I'm going to be building this JGAurora. Actually, hold on, let me sorry here. Oh, I have to mute myself so I don't get feedback. Um, so, building this JGAurora A5 3D printer. It's one that's kind of been on my list for a while. It's got a nice large bed. Was it, I think it's like 300 by 300 by 320 or something. It's not a it's a little it's bigger than a standard like 200 millimeter bed. It's definitely larger than the Ender 3 that I did earlier this week. Um, so first things first, I want to thank GearBest for sending this out to review. They did not pay me to do this. This is my thoughts, my um, well, the unboxing is just an unboxing. You're not really going to get a lot. Maybe some information on how to build it and how it looks. But for any of my reviews, it's my opinion. I'm not getting paid for these, and I really appreciate GearBest for sending this out because it allows me to create content and send it out for you all to see and learn about these printers. So, without further ado, let us unbox the printer. This is a ginormous box. This is, I think, except for possibly the Gecko by East 3D, I think this is the biggest, or the heaviest, I should say. Maybe not biggest, but this is the heaviest printer that I've unboxed, because when I pulled it out of my car today, holy cow, it weighs a ton. So, yeah, this is a very, very, very hefty printer, 3D printer. So, and I will admit, I have read some mixed reviews on these. I'm actually really hopeful for this. I've seen some reviews that are pretty amazing. I've seen other reviews that could be better. Whoa. Well, you know what? It got packed upside down. Well, so I have heard sometimes it'll get stuck in customs, and customs will redo them upside down. I don't know if that's what happened here or not, but it is annoying. And what I'm having the hardest time with is getting the spool holder out, believe it or not. So this is the upright on the 3D printer. And when I did that, I knocked, it's like a foot off. So I'll just see where that goes. Now, try to get this part out. Okay, good. It's up. Oh boy. Sorry about any of this noise. So it comes with a small spool of filament. That's not too bad. I actually kind of like that green. It's a color I don't think I've ever printed with before. So here is the A5 upside down. Holy cow, this thing weighs a lot. This thing is definitely a monster. I want to do a little bit better for getting stuff out of the way here. So, oh, the box is even inside out, I see. Okay. Let me set this down. So I have use of two arms. So yeah, pretty much everything about this is big. It doesn't have as large of a build area maybe as like my CR10S or my Tivo Tornado, but it's just big. It's heavy. It feels very well built. So here's the power cord. Here are the bolts that are needed to bolt the base to the top. It comes with a spare, actually, you know what, let's grab the webcam so we can kind of show off here. It's a little higher quality camera than this one up here. So I thought that up here, give me a second here. Come on, click, there we go. So yeah, so a spare nozzle, some pieces and parts, and you guys are seeing right into one of my lights. Let's turn this a little bit. Let's see if we can kind of reduce the amount of light that sees, but still give me plenty of light. So here we go. Get to see some of my mess. Get to see how some of the sausage is made today. Comes with a SanDisk thumb drive. I have heard these do not have an SD card slot. We'll have to see. Here's a warranty card with the QA stuff. So, yeah, I love some of those types of things. Here's the USB drive, or the USB cable, which I now have a bunch of these. So this here is something I've never seen before. It's clear. It says it's a 3D printer leveling test card. Let's see if you can read that. So yeah, it's this clear film. I've never seen a printer ship with anything like that. So that's kind of an interesting take on things. So it comes with the basic tools. Unlike some of the stuff that I've received recently, it doesn't come with a whole bunch of tools, extra tools. But I think also, actually, I probably should have kept the knife out because there's more plastic that may need cut. So actually, we're done here. No need to keep this camera going. And I really need a bigger target to click on. There we go. So now you can see everything going on here. Okay, so let's get to building here. Here are the instructions. They're actually a lot bigger instructions unless, looks like this side is all in Chinese. This side is English. So it looks like, basically it looks like we build out we basically put the base into the frame, and that's it. Let me see him. Aha, I see where I lost the bumper. Let's see if I've got a Allen wrench here that can work. Yeah. So something weird happened here. Because there's definitely, so I think this just tore free possibly. So it looks like, yeah, I think the foot tore free. Which, if that's the biggest mechanical failure that I have with this 3D printer, I will be overjoyed. Seems like a lot of these inexpensive Chinese printers have some, issues going on with them, but hopefully that's the biggest one, and I'll call that good. Okay, so there's that. Now to get this plastic off. That's the reason why I left the knife out. And this also has cardboard down here that I'm pretty sure that's supposed to come out. Just looking at everything, all the bundles of cables. So, see what I'm looking at. So you can kind of see all the bundles of cables there near the top of the frame. So there's some blue goo on the rod there, so I'm thinking that's it comes pre. Oh, there's two lead screws, and they've got blue goo on them, so it looks like they come pre gooped up. Let me see something here. So I'm thinking there's packing material in here, or that's a dampener. I'm trying to decide which one it is, because it looks like packing foam. So I think it is just packing foam. There we go. Oh, these little things. You always have to figure out where they all go and where they went. Okay, so now this would probably be a good one to have two people build, not just one. So let's see if I can do this without hurting myself or the printer. Oh, I see. Looks like there's cutouts here. This fits down. Oh. That's kind of slick how those go together, I have to admit. Okay, so now, this actually may end up being the fastest build I have ever done. So who else is in chat? I see at least one other person in chat with me. Say hi. Trying to do this as a monologue gets kind of boring. Probably even worse for you guys. Just hearing me droll on and on. So who all's gonna go watch? So let's see if we can put a date on this. Who's gonna watch Star Wars Solo? Ah, it's Rusted Puppet, my buddy from up in Seattle. We're all like 3D printing nerd, and all those guys are. So let's see here. You know what? I did not check the size. I hope this hex. Hey, and Caleb's here too. Oh, crap. I just noticed there's different size bolts here. Okay, the first bolt is now on. Wow. Yeah, I seriously don't think I have ever had a build go this quickly. It's kind of nice. Kind of nice to have a printer that's basically ready to go out of the box. I guess I did have the G-Tech E180, but that thing had some issues. And well, I guess the G-Tech. Oh, there went another bolt. G-Tech E180 and the Anycubic Photon, I guess, were pretty much completely ready out of the box. Oh, come on. I was trying to get these started in here. It's kind of a pain in the butt. There we go. One more bolt. So, just looking at the screen, this is wobbling a lot more on the side closer to the camera. Gotta love those wide angle lenses. They really do add a lot of distortion to an image. Okay. So, let's carefully flip it over. I heard something rolling in there. That's never a really good sign. To go figure out what that was. we go. Now let's see if I can find that other piece that fell, and I'm not. Oh, there it is. Luckily, I've got a spare here. I have no idea where the bolt went. Let's see here. Okay. All 4 pieces are in. I think that's really the end of the actual build process, is getting these screwed in. Then I need to, excuse me, get things plugged in. I guess there's some other small bolts here, and I need to figure out where they go. Let us see here. Oh, they're going to go for the, oops, that could have been bad. I see where they go. Okay. I think the bolt's inside here. Okay. There we go. This is kind of a slick surface. It's slick as a cool surface. Kind of, I've heard they've got something similar to an ultra base. That kind of reminds me of what this looks like. There we go. Okay, more trash off here. So now what I will do is I will enable this camera again. So you can see here you've got the USB drive and the USB connection for a computer, basically. And then on this side we have the 3 connectors, and it looks like they only go one direction or one way. There's 3 different sizes here, so that should make life a little easier. Get that one plugged in, and then we'll get the next one plugged in. After I'm done with these, I really do need to check the voltage on this. It seems like these always come in with the wrong voltage, so that's put on. Oh, you know what? Let's see here. Guessing, yeah, that'll go right like that. I'm gonna shut this little camera off. I need to have it running. There we go. Okay. Now to get the filament roll installed. Helps I put this on right. There we go. First one's on. I was going to say the first one's on. That's the hard part, but still need to get these on. They can swing quite a bit. we go. Second one is on. Let's get the third one on. There we go. I hope this is on right. I think it is. I can't see wanting to feed this from inside the deal. So right here, and you can't really see it with this one. Let's turn it just a little bit. So right here is the filament runout sensor, which it has pre-built. It's kind of nice. This thing actually has a power failure and a filament runout sensor built in. Oh, you know what? I haven't done yet. I haven't adjusted the power on the what's it called, on the power supply yet. That's kind of a there. Let's pull this back. That's kind of a painful place. So let's see here. So check this out. This is how I need to go up. Let's see. You can't even really see it. It's right here where my thumb is. It's up in there is where the, oh, actually it's over there. You see the yellow tape. It's over there is actually how I have to adjust the power for this. So that's kind of a pain. Of course, I'm looking into bright lights, which just makes things that much worse. Okay. You know what? I think this is the first 3D printer that I've ever installed that had that switched for US current, US voltage. Just want to make sure I got that. Let's see here. Let's see. I thought I had my phone over here. My phone's got a light on it, but I don't know actually where my phone is. So I'm gonna do that. So I think this is set up. I've got the 3 wires. Let me look at the instructions really quick. So yeah, that. Yeah, I think that is it. So let's turn this around and get it fired up and see how it works. Yeah, this thing is a monster. Okay, let's get the power cord here. Got a cat that's scratching at the door wanting to get in. I think he's feeling left out, but he kind of gets into stuff, so I'm gonna leave him out. That's a loud beep. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this camera back up again so you can see it. So that is the menu. Let's see if we can get it to home. I'd like to see that. That's good. That's good. Trying to get that kind of stuff in there, but it won't. I did see some parts to print. One of the big ones is, I think, to keep this out of the way. So I'll probably be doing that sooner rather than later. I'm going to definitely have to check out this neon green. Gotta love neon green. And then I'll put the knife away before I hurt myself with it. Oh, this has actually gone on longer than I expected it to. But it's pretty much over, or it's pretty much all put together now. So now it's just checking things out. Hey, it homed. I always like it when the printer's home seems properly the first time out. It's always a good sign. Let's see here. Let's go back. Trying to see where to feed this through. There we go. Maybe not. I thought that's where it's supposed to go. It's the only hole that's open underneath here. There we go. There we go. That's there. That's through there. Now we're up to the Bowden. I'm gonna turn this off again. There we go. So I think possibly this has an auto uptake. Oh. Having some trouble figuring this one out. I bet I need to increase the heat. Choose heat. And move this up over 200. There's the bed heating. I really don't want the bed to heat just yet. Okay. Extruder one. Let's try this extruder one. Yeah. That's up to 113. 136. So it's heating the nozzle, and it looks like it has to heat the nozzle up before I can go in and do this. Hey, it's completed. It's not letting that feed in. I was a little concerned about this because unfortunately, while it's going all the way up to the top, it's not actually going into the feed tube at the top. Let's see if I can coax it in there. There we go. Let's see if that will do it. No, that's not it. So it also has to get through this little gap. There we go. Now it's auto feeding. So unfortunately, as you can see, we can't really see what's going on in here. But I can kind of look here. Want that to get crossed up. There we go. So now it's shooting out here. Yeah. So there's no cancel button for doing this extruding, which kind of sucks. Really bad. As you can hear it skipping here. It's almost done. Thankfully. You can hear it eating that poor filament alive. Okay, it's done. So now let's confirm that. I'm going to take this plastic off. So there we go. Now we've got this all set up. Yeah, I know. Virtual or Mario, yeah. I'm trying not to break it. So let's see. We've got leveling. So I don't know if you guys saw earlier, I have this fancy card here for leveling the bed. I've never seen anything like this. So while that's cool, I think I'm gonna go back to my normal paper method because I have a better idea of where that's supposed to be. Okay. So just hit the button and let it come over here now. Oh, whoops. Okay, don't do what I did and just roll it off the deal. And tighten these just a little bit just to avoid that. the other ones. Oh, really? The Ultra Base came with one? I've got an Ultra Base up there. I haven't actually got it installed yet. It's like everything else. It's on my list. Though, that being said, the base that came with it's for my console, and the bed that came with the console is pretty nice. You know, it's a PEI type sheet. So I'm pretty happy with it. So I was thinking about just letting it get worn out before I make any major changes and spend the time and effort to get that to put the Ultra Base on. So I don't feel like that side required it to be cranked down as far as this side. So one thing I mentioned earlier, but one thing I did not realize with this is that it is dual Z, which is kind of nice. Okay, so that's done. Now we'll go forward here. Oh, crap. Okay. Yeah, I definitely think I need to get some larger larger pieces to go on this to make it a little easier to turn. Fortunately, there's not a lot of extra room there either, so this will do a little bit more, but I'll get a little bit more room out of it, but not a lot. There we go. And the fourth one. Okay, now the fifth. Looks like it's dead center. That actually feels pretty darn perfect right there. So this is the warm tips page. The product you purchase is a DIY kit machine based on responsible attitude for customers. We have done lots of tests before delivery. The joint of main body and base, as well as nozzle, has slight abrasion. We stress this is a normia phenomenon. Won't affect the printing accuracy and artistic appearance. Please excuse this trouble. Thank you very much. All that it's basically saying is that I think all it's saying is that it's been assembled. They tested it. It passed. And I don't know that I'd really call this so much a DIY printer, because really all that I did was bolt this on to the base. I bolted this on and plugged in 3 plugs there, and then pulled some packing material out. This is, for a printer that needed to be assembled, this is pretty much the simplest build I could imagine. Let's slice something up really quick. I will probably, yeah, I've already got one on the bed here. Let me switch this over. So I've heard a lot of people use a CR10. So I'm going to use the Chris Elkins CR10 profile for this. And I'm going to up the extrusion multiplier just a touch to a 0.98, just in case it goes a little low. And I'm going to leave it to a 0.2 height. So let's prepare to print. And let's put it on this card, or this D drive. Save to disk. Like, wait a second, that's not where I wanted to save. I want to save to the thumb drive. There we go. So a lot of people use the MoneyCat or whatever they come installed, but you know what? I run a terrain gaming site. So I like to start off with War Layers container because it's just kind of the perfect Benchy-esque type model for us. So let's print. There it is. Confirm. So it's running the temperature. The nozzle's up to 205. Now let's see how long the bed takes to go. It's at 3260 degrees right now. Bunch of trash under my desk here where the cat last night decided to put his paws on the trash can and push it over. Up to 40 degrees. Let's pull. I usually don't pull these protective things off. This one really needs it off. One thing about this printer is that it is slick looking. This is, I think, that kind of printer that when you really want to kind of show off to your friends, look at what technology can do. I think it's this printer. Just because you look at that, it's not taking the camera. That's lame. Well, I guess I can't show you that because now my web camera is not turning on. I had to unplug it, so that's probably why. So anyhow, it looks really good. We're at 51 degrees. There's an option here. I'm just looking at what it's saying. So if I hit option, I've got a choice of pause or stop, change filament, preheat, more, speed and fan. 56 degrees. That's almost there. With these two lights on, this room gets very, very warm. 59 degrees. So we're at 2 minutes 22 seconds. Let's see, 60 degrees. So 2 minutes 25 seconds for the heat bed to come to temperature here. So there we go. I was going to say, I thought that it should be starting by now. So at homes. Well, it's starting to print. That's a good sign. At least I think it is. Since, you know, the whole idea behind this is for it to print. That's looking good. Yeah, it is going. It is going. Yes. Always this first print, you're always like, oh, please work, please work, please work. And it looks like it is, which I like that. I like it when things work. Like I said, I'm actually pretty impressed by this printer. I've seen some mixed reviews on it out there. Some people think it's amazing. Others have had troubles with it, but man, it just 4 screws in the base to put the upright on, 3 on the spool holder, 3 plugs, and it's going. And it looks pretty. It looks slick. It looks like a piece of technology. Like this to me is kind of the first foray into what I'd consider like an appliance type 3D printer. It's well designed, so it would look good in a home and actually look interesting. Don't get me wrong. I understand with the CR10s and the Tornadoes and all these other ones, they've got this open architecture to keep the price down and to allow them to work. But this just looks really good. So now, if it prints as good as it looks, then this will be a definite winner. And thus far, I'm pretty happy with that first layer. This is printing with the filament that came with it. I always like to try out their filament just to try it out, see how it works. Like I said, this is a container. I don't really have a way to send my desktop to you, but it's the container from warlayer.com. It's their containment. It's his containment container. I really like it because it uses a lot of bridging, and to me it's a really good it's a really good show of how well it's going to work. I actually have one right here. So this was from I think the CR10 when I originally did it. You can see a lot of stringing. So the CR10 had trouble with this out of the box. It required a lot more tuning. Now I'm using a pre-tuned profile for this, but it is a CR10 profile. It's not a JGAurora A5 profile. So I don't know how much that's going to change, but I really do like this model because of all this open space and all these pieces. To me, it just is a good way to kind of see what a printer is kind of capable of doing. A little stress test, and on the other end, I get some terrain out of it, which is always kind of nice, some extra terrain. So a little roughness on this first layer here. Maybe a few zits. I'm wondering if it's over extruding a little bit. And just seeing if I can adjust. I don't think I can adjust the feed rate from here. That's kind of a bummer. Well, I think that's change filament, so I don't want to touch that. So hopefully on the second layer this will work a little bit better. This has got a few zits on it. It looks like there's a few at the end of the first piece that it printed too. It basically prints these 3 pads here first of all, and once those 3 pads print, it'll go up a little bit, and then it actually prints the whole base and everything builds off that. So, well, I think I'm going to call this live build. Oh, sorry, I'm seeing that my volume's kind of light. Sorry about that. I actually have this cranked as high as possible. I'll try to talk a little louder. I always worry about blowing out your ears, but I can talk a little louder. So I think I'm going to call this live build here. It's printing. That's kind of where I wanted to get it. Now I can start working on tuning the profile. I can check the Facebook group. They've got a really well put together Facebook group. I do want to do a shout out. He's saying there's Buzzy next to him. I do want to do a shout out to the Facebook group. I just joined them today, and they have a nice Wikipedia. They have a fact page. They have a really nice system already built up, which looks really, really good. I wish more printers had that level of sophistication. I've done some of that with the TiVo Tarantula, where my MakerFun3D.com site started. It's never kind of lived up to really where I want it to be. I would really like it to be more like the fact page that the A5 group has. So if you do decide to get one of these, definitely check out the Facebook group. It's not huge. Uh-oh. There we go. It's not huge. Sorry, this is not extruding well. I'm gonna tighten up just a touch here. That seems, I think that helped a little bit. Maybe not enough though. Trying to move while I'm doing this makes it very difficult. Sorry, just trying to get this all adjusted right here. I think it's going now. Okay, so anyhow, where was? Oh yeah, they've got a really good group on Facebook. Highly recommend checking them out if you're really interested in one of these. Again, I want to thank GearBest for sending this out to me. This is for me to do a review on. This is just the live unboxing, kind of getting the first steps, getting it up and going, so you can kind of see what it takes to put this together, what it takes to kind of get it going. And like I said earlier, this thing just goes together well. I'm actually very impressed by it. Very solid build. My initial response to it is this is an awesome printer. So we'll just have to see if it's able to, in the long run, be able to continue printing this, and if I can get it tuned in and make it look good. It's got a really nice build plate that's very Ultra Base like, real slick build. So thank you for joining me. I think I had a total of 4 people join me throughout this, or well, I guess 3 separate people. One of those is me. So thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, I will have this up on YouTube. I would suggest asking them there. I'll definitely answer them there, or on the page I put together. I've already actually got a page put together for this live build. I'm gonna, after this feed's over, I will send that over to YouTube, and then I will embed that link so you can watch the whole thing again if you need to. So again, thank you everybody for showing up. I appreciate it. Have a great evening.